Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new video. Keep doing the battle reports on the small tournament we played in the Games Workshop store, Age of Sigmar. And I was playing Stormcast Eternals, and my friend was playing Sylvaneth. And this time we played against two armies of Seraphon, and one of the armies of Seraphon have some high elves as allies. So my army of Stormcast Eternals, if you haven't seen the game one, I encourage you to go to the game one. And also, if you want to know better the rules that we use in this tournament, please click the link in the description below. I put the link to I explain what are the rules for this tournament, what is the comp we use, what is the composition we have to do for the armies, and the different tweak in the rules. The army I use the formation, the Thunder Strike, or what call in the battle, it's called the Battalion Warscroll. Lord Celestin on Drakot, Lord Relictor, a unit of 5 Liberators, a unit of 5 Liberators, a unit of 5 Retributors with 2 Star Soul Maces. All the units have the Prime inside. And then 5 Prosecutors with Javelins and 1 with the Trident. And then finally, out of the formation, the Knight Venator. I was thinking if I use the Knight Venator or the Knight Zeros at the beginning, but I think the Knight Venator, I wanted to prove him, looks quite interesting. My colleague, he was using Durtu, 3-man, 20 Dryads, 10 Wolves, 2 Eagles, Sorcerer, and the Branch Wraith. Yeah. I don't have the list of my opponents, they didn't share the list with us, and to be fair, I don't remember exactly what they had. They have a lot of units. We were playing a lot of the flying guys, and also some skins and sour and lizardmen. So I don't know by heart the armies of my opponents, so I didn't put the list here. As the mission we have there were 4 objectives on the table. You have to destroy them. Its objective have 8 wounds, a save of 4+, and you only can hit them on 4s. You cannot hit if you have better roll. You are nerfed to 4. So this is each objective that you destroy, and there are 8 on the battle. It's 2 points for you. The other thing is you get 3 points for killing the enemy general, and there are 2 generals, 1 per army. You get 2 points for any character that you kill, 1 point for a unit, 1 point for capture a banner, and 3 points to capture the BSB, or to kill the BSB. So let's go to deployment, and the deployment here in that mission was random. So you divide your deployment zone in 3 zones, and you roll. So 1, 2 you go to the left, 3, 4 to the middle, and 4, 6 to the right. And yeah, following that deployment is following the random deployments what we did. Based on that, I decided to keep my army in reserve and let it come with the special deployment I have. Let it come in turn 1. So this is what it's looking like on the battlefield. They had most of the assets on the right flank or left. And yeah, and we have our units quite spread, not a lot of representation in the middle. So we have the 2 3-men and the wolf to the right, and I think we have there the sorcerer, and then in the left we have the dryads and the branch wraith. In the middle we only have 1 eagle and the other eagle on the right flank. I decided, and my Lord Venator that I had to deploy was also on the left next to the dryads. So here another overview of the deployment. To show you this random thing was quite interesting. So our enemies had most of the army on the right flank, and then they had some strong armies also on the left, and also they had not too much on the middle. So, but we have our strong flanks were on opposite sides of the battlefield. An overview, and we go into turn 1. And yeah, Seraphon get the first turn, so Seraphon started. And you know, in this tournament we always follow the same sequence, so we are not going to change them. So we don't roll every turn to see who has initiative. The ones that wins initiative at the beginning have it for the rest of the battle. So they just move forward and try to take the objectives that are in the middle of the table, and they went for them and to attack this objective. And then also from the skies arrived one of these flying lizardman units. They put the token on, I think it was on Durtu, so they tried to attack Durtu and to kill him. So this 6 is a unit of 6, I don't know the name exactly, but they're the ones that put the token, and then when they appear, they can appear just, I think it was 3 inches. So it was very close, so just they only fail the charge if they roll a double one. So this is, yeah, they just move forward. The dragon didn't move too much. You see that there is a giant dragon in blue in the front and the bottom of the picture. They move it to take the objective and to start scoring points. Yeah, here another image before the combat, the close combat. So yeah, the only close combat that we are going to have are these flying lizardmen against Durtu. They assault him. They put in a way that the eagle was also engaged because they get less than 3 inches from the eagle. And yeah, let's go to the close combat. They did all the attacks on Durtu. I don't know if they did 1 or 2 wounds to Durtu, and then because he was, we put them inside of the terrain, so he had 2+ armor saves, and they didn't count on that, and most of the wounds done to Durtu were saved. Durtu strike back, and I think he killed 3 of the flying guys, so he reduced it to 3. So we really win, but they have very high. These men have very high leadership. So leadership, I would say, bravery. So no battle shock for them, and we go into our turn 1. So in our turn, we played quite conservative. We didn't want to engage yet our opponents. You see that there is a unit of lizardmen very close to us. They try to damage the objective that was next to that, so we are going to move the wolves to deal with these lizardmen as well as the 3 men. So here we have moved the wolf and the 3 men. The 3 men will go for the objective, the wolf will go for the lizardmen. I also deployed the units I keep in reserve. I put a unit of liberators just in front of my Knight Venator and the Dryad. I want to use them as a shield to avoid that they can kill our characters easily from a front charge. And then the rest of my army deployed. I put as much as I can at his vanguard. I managed to put there a Lord Relictor, the Retributors, and the Lord Celestin. They make a hole in the deployment zone, so I take benefit of the deployment. I put all my units there in the corner. And then another unit of liberators just in the same side, try to support in case they are needed. Here another picture after our movement. And this is what I was mentioning before. So you see there, these units just come from the reserve. 9 inches away from this shaman. The idea is to see if I'm more lucky than in previous battle, and I'm able to roll at 9 with all the Lord Celestin or with the Retributors, and be able to assault this little guy and kill him. Yeah, and then we went to close combat. I was lucky enough. I assault with the Retributors on the shaman, and I killed the shaman. And the 3 man, between the 3 man and the eagle, they completely kill the flying lizardmen. But what we didn't know is that, yeah, I think we didn't attack first with the wolf. We decided another combat, and then the wolf, the skinks just ran away from the wolf. I didn't know that the skinks have the ability to run away from a close combat during the combat phase. So due to that, we accomplished part of our objective. We were expecting to kill these kings with the wolves, but yeah, as I said, I didn't know that they can run away from the combat. So this is our situation at the end of the turn 1. So it was not looking too bad, but now I think I will have the counter-attack from the Lizardman guys on my Retributors. Let's see what happened to the Retributors. This is another picture. This flank was clean now. We managed to kill the flying Lizardmen, and yeah, we only have these kings there, and yeah, I didn't know, because if you assault them, then they run away if you don't attack them first, so it's meant to be quite a sneaky unit to kill. So this is the overview at the end of the turn 1. Still a nice gap between the two armies, although we don't have to forget there is a Cloxigors in the middle of the battlefield that were killing one of the objectives. This moment our opponent killed 2 objectives. We killed 1, so this means 4 points for our opponents, but we also killed the Shaman, that is 2 points, and we killed the unit of the Flying Lizardmen, that is another point. So we have 5 points to 4. We are a little bit ahead, but the battle is very balanced, and the dragon is the thing that I don't know how to deal with. I think the only way I can deal with the dragon at this moment is try to ignore him. And let's see what happened to the Retributors there in the hot spot. The Cloxigors can assault very easily our wolves, so let's see also what the wolves do against the Cloxigors. I have to say, I'm quite new on Age of Sigmar. I still don't know the potential of all the units, and this is one thing that you learn after some games. But so far, quite happy how the battle was going on. I have to mention that we we killed another. There was another unit of flying lizardmen next to the Cloxigors. We reduced this unit to 1 only guy with the shooting, with the shooting of our of my my prosecutors together with the Lord Venator, or Knight Venator, I should say. And we go into the turn 2 for, as of course, starting with the Lizardmen, or the Seraphon, how I have to say. Let's see what happened. So they moved the line quite aggressively this time. They back up some Saurus units to deal with my Retributors, and the Dragon is just now in range to be able to assault, as well as the Cloxigor. So we are going to have a multiple combat phase. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. So this is the line approaching. They almost approach with everything at this moment. The guy with the Lizardman with the gem on top is quite strong, and it shoots to my Knight Venator and scraps some wounds. I managed to survive, but this guy is quite scary in the shooting phase. They have a lot of magic. So they start casting a lot of powers on them, I think was, and then sorry. They also have some formations that are boosting completely the Cloxigors, and boosting he's almost always repeating once. The Cloxigors were boosted because there are kings next to them, and also what's called the Saurus, or I don't know how they call the big lizardmen, the Temple Guard, I think they are. They were boosted because they have a character that was giving them 3+ armor save. At the end they were 2+ armor save because they ignored rending, so I didn't know that. So these lizardmen were very scary. So here is again the end of the movie. So this is just the view before the assault. Again, closer up. This dragon, this blue dragon, is scaring me. Yeah, and here is one thing I like of Age of Sigmar is now there is a lot of room for the monsters, and I like to see. You see this layout is completely different from what we used to see in 8th edition. Here the monsters really scare and are strong, and they are not easy to kill. So I think I like this part of the game. I like the monsters. I guess I like to see these miniatures on the tabletop. Here we have another picture. I did so many pictures in that turn. The dragon rolled to assault my liberators, and it fails. but they have the guy that gives them some rerolls during the battle, so they decide to reroll that one, and yeah, and at the end he barely managed to assault my liberators. So my liberators are going to be screwed up at this turn. The Coxigors assault the wolf without any problems, and then I was curious because I think it was Seaguard. They assault with the Seaguard to the Dryads. I think this was a bad tactical choice because the Dryads can kill very easily the Seaguard, even if they go first. So this is in the combat. We are now in the combat phase. The dragon killed 3 of the 5 liberators, so he didn't manage to kill the complete unit. The Seaguard assaulted Dryads. They completely, I think maybe they killed 1 Dryad, but they were completely destroyed in return. I did, or maybe I did only 1 wound to the dragon. I don't know if I did anything to the dragon. And then, I don't know, let's picture on the other flank. Yeah, they decided to attack, I think, first with the dragon. I think this was a wrong choice. Or with the Coxigors. Maybe they attacked first with the Coxigors. The Coxigors did nothing to our wolf, although just killed 1 wolf. I think they only did 1 wound to the wolves. So he was very unlucky with the rolls. Sorry. So then I decided to attack with my Retributors. I think my Retributors were screwed up. They were assaulted by 2 units of Saurus. And one of the units of Saurus is the one that I was mentioning before, that they have the 2-up armor save. So a really scary one, and they are not renting -1 because they have shields. So I decided to attack the Saurus that I have, one of the units of Saurus. With the mortal wounds that I can do with the Starsoul Maces, plus some attacks, I completely killed the unit of Saurus, one of the unit of Saurus. The other one, I did nothing. And in return, they did a hell of damage on my Retributors. I think they killed 4 of my Retributors. They killed 3 of my Retributors, and then we went to Battle Shock. I roll a 6 with my Retributors on the Battle Shock, and they have a banner that is adding -1 to my bravery. So I lost all the Retributors in this roll. I was more lucky with the Liberators. They survived, but here, yeah, this was a big one, because if I had survived with the 2 Retributors, was the 2 Retributors would give mortal wounds. So this would give me some advantage next turn. I will have keep them in close combat, attack with the Retributors, and do these 3 mortal wounds to this Saurus. Even if they have armor 2+ with the mortal wounds, they were squad. But I was very unlucky with the bravery this time, and I just lost them. I have to say, this formation is great because you can appear where you want on the battlefield, but you have to take into account that you cannot use command abilities because you arrive on the movement phase. So you lose the hero phase, and you cannot use the command abilities to give to make them immune to battle shock. So this was the combat against the Coxigors. We managed to kill the Coxigors. They completely missed, as I explained, against the wolf, and then between the attacks of the wolf and the attacks of the 3-man, because the 3-man is less than 3 inches, so they engage the 3-man in the combat. Yeah, we completely killed the Coxigors in the close combat. So, and this put us in our turn 2. At that moment was announced that we only have 5 minutes, so the battle was finishing now. So what to do? I disengage the Liberators from the dragon. As you can see here, I move them back. Make no sense to keep them in combat with the dragon. They will die, and I will give 1 point to them, so make no sense there. And we move our shooting units and also the Knight Venator, you see that in the middle, to shoot the units of Skinks, the one that was run away from the combat in the turn 1. So we shoot them with all our shooting attacks. Even the 3-man shoot at them, and we completely obliterate the unit. One thing that I did wrong, I tried to assault with my Lord Celestan on the Saurus, and I think this was a mistake. I should not do that because Lord Celestan did nothing in the close combat against the Saurus, and they almost killed him. So I was lucky that was the last turn, because if not, they would have killed my Lord Celestan. Yeah, I was in that moment that I realized that they have 2+ armor save and they are immune to rending -1 because of the shields. So you have to go to the character of the Saurus, is the one that is um, improving the armor save. So first you have to kill the character that is next to the house, and once you did that, then you can go for the Saurus because this character is the one that is boosting the unit. Yeah, and then the 3-man try to destroy the other objective. We destroyed one objective in our previous turns. In turn 1, we try to destroy the other objective in our turn 2 with Durtu, and the 3-man together attacking one objective, and we didn't manage to do the 8 wounds. The objective was only 1 wound alive. So this is 2 points that we just lost there. So at the end was a very narrow victory for us. We won 11, we make 11 points for the tournament, and our opponents make 9 points for the tournament. If we just have killed this objective, we had been 13-7. So this is, was very unfortunate that we managed to destroy the final objectives. So, and that's all for this battle. So. Was quite an arrow, was very fast. I think this for the time we had, the battles are a little bit too big, and this is why we only have we can play only 2 turns. But even in these 2 turns, there are a lot of action happening. It's not like in 8th edition that you have to wait until turn 2 or 3 to start engaging. In turn 1, we engage in close combat, and they are quite intense close combat in turn 1. And in turn 2, you have a lot of action normally. And this is why turn 2 and 3 I think are the slowest ones in the Age of Sigmar, and are the ones that are taking more time. So it was quite interesting. And our opponents were surprised that we can run away from the combat, but this is a rule that is new in Age of Sigmar, and most of the people is not aware of that. And I think it's very important to use it because it gives sometimes some tactical advantages. Sometimes you don't need to sacrifice your unit just to get that. And retreat. So yeah, that's all for now. So as usual, thanks a lot for watching as usual, and yeah, and please comment and like it if you like it. Let me know what do you think of this battle, and yeah, as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.